Hi Wildings, welcome back to the Wilding Astro Tarot YouTube channel. I know it's been a bit of a hot minute since I've posted. I have to say that the Saturn retrograde is kicking my butt. I'm a 6th house Saturn, which is the house of health. And as soon as Saturn went into retrograde, I did not feel good. I've had like eczema breakouts and I've had COVID, so I've been pretty sick, but today I'm definitely feeling a lot better. I felt called to channel, so here we are. And yeah, we'll do a pretty classic reading today, which will get into a little bit more detail in the proper opening after we finished our little ritual of setting up the space. Which it looks like we're just about done, so let's get into today's reading. Okay, let's get into today's reading. So very standard, gonna go ahead and choose either pile 1, 2 or 3 depending on where you're feeling called to get messages today. It's going to be a very classic what are they thinking and feeling today. So yeah, I will try and channel messages for all kinds of connections, so whether you're asking about a twin flame, soulmate, karmic, or whatever the situation may be. And I'll let you know in each reading kind of the main energies there. So yeah, no matter which pile you choose, I will be adapting messages for all kinds of connections. And I will also start each reading getting some energy clarification. So I'll just ask for enough messages so that everyone who's meant to stay knows to stay. Just describing a person either physically or emotionally, or any of their kind of like characteristics. So I will do that little energy clarification to begin with before we get our messages. And you can feel free to skip that if you know where you're going and you know that you're going to be in the right place. I'm a little bit sick still, so I am still a little bit out of breath. So yeah, just bear with me today. I'll be doing the best I can, and yeah, all of the usual disclaimers. I have readings open at the moment, and yeah, I think that's all I kind of want to say today. So yeah, whenever you're ready, going ahead and choosing pile 1, 2 or 3, remembering I'll leave you a little freeze frame if you need a bit more time, and wherever you end up, I'll see you there in a moment. Hey there, pile 1, welcome to your reading for your messages about what your person is thinking and feeling. So go ahead and put someone in your mind's eye, or open up your mind's eye if you're kind of waiting to be told about who this person might be. We're going to start with some energy clarification to confirm that you're either in the right place, or that you're getting messages about who you're expecting to get messages about today. I will ask for descriptors for everyone, so you're looking to have about half of these resonate and know that you're in the right place. If it's closer to half, you can always go back and maybe choose a second pile if you felt drawn to more than one. But if you're resonating with all or most of these, you know you're in the right place. So yeah, let's get some descriptors about who's thinking and or feeling some type of way about you. Who's thinking and feeling a way about pile 1, please? Okay, so someone with blonde hair is thinking about you, feeling some type of way about you. They might have a fairly disciplined energy about them. fairly small nose, but long. So maybe not wide but long. Maybe rebellious, introverted, or on the introverted side. Might be fairly average in height. May have dark brown eyes. Innovative, so they're good at coming up with solutions to problems. They may have piercings. Eyes may be fairly round. And then maybe a strawberry blonde, if not blonde. So if that is bringing someone to mind's eye, that's who we're asking about today. Can we please get some messages for pile 1 in regards to who's thinking about them, who's feeling some type of way about them, and what are they thinking and feeling, please? Okay, so this is probably someone that you've been in out of contact for a while. They might be a Virgo, Aquarius, Libra, Sag, or Taurus, or Pisces mostly. And this person, there's probably some themes of like unconditional love and also conditional love that came up in your connection. So there might have been some areas where you felt like you maybe had some unconditional love for each other, but then there's also certain aspects of the relationship where the two of you were bringing out each other's like conditioning. So any conditioning that they had from their family, from society, that makes them see the world in a particular way, and you as well, seeing the world in a particular way, where this person's kind of like rubbing up against some places that are potentially a bit raw. And there was definitely an element of this connection making you figure out what you really valued and what's actually important to you, and them also, I would say, based on kind of what you brought up with each other. So you may have brought up some kind of triggers, and maybe it helped both of you kind of reassess if that thing, whatever was being triggered, was important for you to hold on to, or whether it was more important to align more with unconditional love and like kind of leave the past in the past. I would say there's just a lot of spiritual work kind of happening in this connection, especially because the Sagittarius energy rules like personal development and spiritual development. So this connection probably made you grow in a lot of ways, and them too. I would say they've probably been thinking about a lot of the sacrifices that they either did make or should have made in this connection. Maybe they're realizing some of the things that they maybe held on to that they probably shouldn't have, because it wasn't actually serving them. And yeah, I think they're starting to realize all the ways that their own life experience has kind of constricted their idea of love in one way or another. And so who you are and the way you operate is kind of like rubbing up against that for them, and just like making them like rethink a bunch of stuff. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, which is a very like a higher order, like web type thinking, where you understand how things are truly connected, and how things feed into each other. So I would say that this person's like kind of getting this connection in a different way now. I would say the two of you have spent some time not in contact, and so they've had a lot of time to reflect. Maybe at the time you guys might have triggered each other a lot, and now they've been able to kind of like sit with it and figure some stuff out. Now that they're kind of like not in the heat of it. It seems like, especially with this Virgo energy, this is probably someone who's kind of like gone back to their everyday kind of life. And so they're really not being challenged anymore in the physical, so they're able to do a lot of reflection, it seems. But can we get some deeper messages about what they're thinking and feeling, please? Can we get deeper messages about what this person's thinking and feeling, please? Is there anything else about what this person's thinking and feeling, please? Okay, so whenever the Two of Cups comes out, this is really about integrating opposites, especially in romantic partnerships. I would say it came out in reverse because this person's still, I think, trying to figure out how the two of you could have ever worked. Yeah, it seems like there was potentially a lot of conflict in the connection with this Ten of Wands coming out. This 10 of Wands, this is a Saturn in Sagittarius energy, and so Saturn in Sagittarius, it's got this element of karma and then this element of personal growth attached to it. And when it comes out, it's usually referring to figuring out what old patterns you have that are burning you or just like not serving you. Figuring out what of those old patterns need to be healed, and figuring out what's the story you want to write in your future when it comes to love. So I'd say this person is really thinking about how they want to show up in love, what they need to let go of in order to show up the way that they want to show up. And it seems like kind of their attitude right now is pretty determined, and like there seems like there's this element of like, I want to right the wrongs kind of energy and fix what went down in this connection. I would say with the Two of Cups coming out in reverse that there must have been an imbalance in this connection. The give and take might not have been equal. The nurturing of self and other might not have been equal. One or both of you were overgiving and not receiving what you needed necessarily in return. And so yeah, I would say that would be a major point of contention in this relationship, is like trying to give each other what you each need, and not just what you assume the other person needs, and like trying to find that middle ground of balance. The Wheel of Fortune, when it comes out upside down, it's usually referring to someone who's like thrown off center. The Wheel of Fortune really, like, what the teachings of the card is to like really find your center, so that as the Wheel of Fortune, the Wheel of Fate turns, as life turns, you're staying centered, like you're staying grounded in yourself and you're not being thrown in whatever direction the wheel turns in. And so I'd say with this card coming out in reverse that this person's feeling very thrown by the way this connection went down, and potentially even how to fix this. The Justice card cares about kind of the laws of mankind. So the wheel is more about the laws of nature, like how karma will naturally play out, whereas justice is more like how things play out based on the contracts and laws that we create as a social species. And so I would say this person like feels like they maybe did some things wrong, like conventionally wrong in the connection. Like maybe they didn't show up how people in love are supposed to show up. I'm getting like this is from their point of view, they just like, it just wasn't it. They just didn't, do a great job of what they had intended with this connection. I think like ultimately this connection has grown them as a person. They've learned a lot and grown a lot, but I think maybe they weren't necessarily that self-aware or self-reflective during the connection. I think maybe they were just really kind of like a victim to how things were playing out, and just like whatever their assumptions were, whatever their conditioning was, like I think they let things play out in a not very woke and aware way. The Hanged One, when it comes out upright, is someone who's like very meditative, someone who's really good at pausing, responding before they react, and like looking for the higher perspective of things. But yeah, it seems like this person maybe didn't do that. And so they've taken the time to kind of refine their inner peace, because this connection definitely stirred up a lot. Because we've got the Chariot and the Temperance card. Both these cards traditionally refer to kind of a period of like going through isolation, figuring some stuff out, figuring out like your own boundaries and way of dealing with things. The Chariot in reverse can refer to someone who maybe thinks a little bit in black and white, or is constantly trying to label things good or bad that maybe can't be defined in such reductive terms. And so yeah, it seems like this person definitely done a lot of growing. There seems like there was maybe a death of the old self and like a rebirth of like a new version of this person, thanks to this connection. And that might have been part of your contracts together, that the two of you were supposed to create this change in each other. Can we have any more information about what they're thinking, please? Can we have any more information about what they're thinking and feeling, please? Seems like you still have the key to their heart. They've probably been fantasizing about like ending up together. They're keeping an eye on you, potentially like stalking a little bit. And as far as they're concerned, they think you have a lot of options, and that maybe their time has passed. And I feel like they kind of feel like they feel like they missed the boat, but they're hopeful. They're like, there's this underlying fear of having missed their chance, but they're definitely hopeful that things might start up again and that it can lead to something maybe a bit more long-term this time. So they're kind of like just worrying about their inner peace right now and being really patient and just seeing how things are playing out before they necessarily make any moves. But yeah, I think they feel like they're coming to some sort of like peak energy, some sort of I think for them it feels like things are kind of coming together, and then yeah, they're just like worried about their own inner peace and healing right now, and just like kind of patiently waiting to see how things pan out. I think they're worried that you're going to end up with someone else, and there's no real strong indicators one way or another about what's going to happen. So I would say there'd be a mix of people here, like some people who I think this will maybe find its way back again, and then some people who will maybe choose to go in another direction, especially if you feel like you have a lot of options too. But your affirmation is, I choose to think positively because I know that I am a manifestation of my thoughts. So yeah, really paying attention to what you're thinking at the moment, like really paying attention to this Hanged One energy, like meditating on how you're thinking and feeling, and just like doing what's best for you based on where you feel like you're at. and just like whatever outcome that you're hoping for, putting a lot of faith in that, and thinking in alignment with that. Sounds like it's going to be a good idea right now. But I think I'm going to leave that there. I hope you got everything out of this reading that you really wanted and needed today. It's been a pleasure reading for you. I have private readings open at the moment, which you can book through the link in the description box. And until I see you again, ciao. Hey there, pile 2. Welcome to your reading. So if you chose this beautiful moonstone crystal, then this reading is probably for you. We're just going to get some energy clarifications to begin with, to make sure you're in the right place, or to clarify who we're actually speaking of today for you guys. So let's get a description about who's thinking about or feeling some type of way about pile 2, please. Who's thinking about or feeling some type of way about pile 2, please? Okay, so pile 2, the person who's thinking and feeling some way about you is goal orientated. They may have a long nose. They may have a kind of critical energy or a really dominant inner critic. Might be some maybe Virgo energy, visionary. This is like Aquarius and Aries, I feel like. Fashionable. Leo and Libra, I would say. Small eyes. Friendly. Charming. There's definitely some Libra and maybe Taurus energy. Piercings. Might be fairly muscular. Innovative, so it's like a little bit more Aries Capricorn maybe. Angel, so this is just someone who's like super nice essentially, or like cares about people. Okay, so this person's disagreeable, so like things done their way. They might have like a bit of a butch side with that. Might be a bit quiet, on the quiet side, with full lips. Okay. Let's find out what this person is thinking and feeling, and more about them, please. We have more for pile 2, please. Okay, so this person's probably a soulmate energy. So Jupiter returns are big for bringing in soulmate energies, especially kind of more husband material energies. It seems like this is definitely some sort of destined connection. I'm kind of getting the vibe that maybe this connection's a bit newer for most people here. I'm just not getting as much of a sense of history in this life necessarily. We do have a lot of 11th house Aquarius energy, so it seems like there's some strong soul contracts here though, like definitely a big intention for the two of you to cross paths in this lifetime. This Pluto energy, this is a big death and rebirth energy, so this can be a connection that you might have had with someone from a past life that's experiencing like a new manifestation in this life together for some sort of purpose, it seems. We might go straight into the tarot. Can we get some specific messages about what this person is thinking and feeling, please? We get messages for pile 2 about what their person is thinking and feeling. Okay, so it seems like this person's fairly dependable with this Knight of Pentacles coming out. Whenever they come out, they're definitely saying, like, I'll be dependable, and like persevere with what I know is meant for me, essentially. So it does seem like this person's kind of getting this vibe that the two of you are meant to be in a connection in some way, and they're essentially just like in this energy of like, I want to see this through, I want to see how things are supposed to turn out. This Wheel of Fortune, the Wheel of Fortune governs laws of nature. So there's potentially some like law of attraction, law of nature, karma kind of energy with you guys that they're feeling, like they're feeling some pull, probably of the contracts that the two of you made together before you incarnated. And there's a very good chance that the contract the two of you made has a wedding at the end of the aisle, so to speak. The Justice card, this is Libra energy, and this rules contracts and partnerships, especially anything as seen in the eyes of the law. Yeah, so it seems like they're getting like this vibe that the two of you were meant to end up married. When the World card comes out in reverse, it can indicate that that someone's not ready to close the current lessons that are being learned yet. Like there's still some bits and pieces that are falling into place for them before they can kind of close the last chapter and be prepared for a new one. So it seems like potentially this soulmate energy that's coming in, that's more of a newer energy, just has some stuff to close from past connections before the two of you are going to kind of get your shot together. But they definitely feel this pull. So it seems like they're kind of just like sorting out what they've got to do before they can necessarily pursue a connection with you. It seems like they're in the middle of like maybe facing some fears, doing a lot of healing, liberating their mind, releasing judgment, learning how to appreciate others' point of view. And also maybe like a lot of their past chapter has been making them feel a kind of way, and they're trying not to identify with those emotions so much anymore. Like they're trying to like feel it and heal it without taking how they have felt in their past so personally, to the point where they can't distinguish the difference between feeling an emotion and being that emotion. So yeah, they're just like sorting a bunch of stuff out for themselves. I would say, based on the 3 and 4 of Pentacles coming out, this is someone who's still kind of getting their shit together physically in life as well. So they're still kind of like, they've got a lot of ambition, I would say, and a lot of goals that are like slowly coming together. This is Mars and Sun energy in Capricorn, so they're kind of like doing the work. It's just gonna take some time. And yeah, there may be like, there's definitely a fair bit of like fairly critical maybe energy where, and like just maybe not a lot of respect for personal boundaries and stuff, maybe a little bit kind of like controlling, like they've got some stuff to figure out, let's just say that. So yeah, they're like busy sorting their life out. They're not ready to start something with you, it seems, just yet, but they're kind of getting there. They just need to close a bit of their stuff from their past first. I would say they might have an ex that kind of messed them up a bit, just based on these cards that are coming out. Okay, so they definitely feel insane chemistry with you. I think there would be a lot of fun, and the two of you would just like have the best time. There's a lot of opportunity for happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, enjoying each other. But like just right now, they're just like healing from heartbreak. They were potentially in a toxic or just like super intense past connection, and they're still kind of like learning the lessons from it. And I think relationships are just kind of a bit frustrating. Like they're still kind of sorting out their own fear and ego issues, jealousy, control issues, so that they can feel like confident and safe in a connection without sabotaging it. So yeah, I'd say this person just needs time to finish sorting out what they've got to sort out, essentially. Do we have anything else for piles 2, please? Yeah, I think they're in a bit of a dark night of the soul that they're trying to like crawl their way out of. But yeah, they're really blossoming as a person, like really kind of waking up. So yeah, I would say just like they definitely just seem to need a bit more time to heal and just like get their own shit together. Okay, so we have your dreams need a practical plan, and it seems like this is what this person's like really working on. They're working on all the practical elements of their life to bring together what they really want, what their true vision of their life is. And yeah, I think they were maybe in a very challenging past connection. They're healing their heart. They're not feeling enough at the moment. And I think they're like starting to learn that maybe this connection they were in was never going to go anywhere, because it ultimately was kind of too toxic and just like not going to help them get to that big vision of what they want for their life. And so I think that in itself is creating a lot of issues for them, like being able to actually let go of the past and everything that they kind of wanted. Yeah, so they're like releasing negative energy from the past. They're releasing like all the stuff that they're still holding on to from a past connection. So they're definitely not ready to pursue anything yet, but they're like just getting there. They're just like doing a lot of healing and accepting all of the stuff from their past. So yeah, definitely give them time and space. And I think you'll know when they're like closing this chapter and ready for a new chapter. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave that there. I hope you got everything out of this reading that you really wanted and needed. It's been a pleasure reading for you. I currently have reading requests open if you'd like to request a reading. The details to do that is in the description box. And until I see you again, ciao. Hey there, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. If you chose this beautiful iolite crystal, then this reading is probably for you. But we're going to start with some energy clarifications to make sure you're in the right place. Could we please find out a bit more about who's thinking about and feeling some type of way about Pile 3, please? Okay, Pile 3. The person thinking about you and feeling some type of way about you has short hair. Their eyes may be on the rounder side. They might be green or greenish. Might have a fairly small nose. Might be fairly adventurous. They might have blonde hair. They might be quite fit. We have a round face as well. Hair might be quite curly. They have a artistic side or creative side. Maybe career orientated, that's supposed to say, or oriented, whatever pronunciation you prefer. They may be fairly tall, fashionable, quite serious, and fairly nurturing. So hopefully you resonated with most of those to know you're in the right place. Can we please have some more about Pile 3's person? Can we please have more about Pile 3's person, please? So there's probably a sense that you're supposed to cross paths with this person, with this North Node coming out. Like, there's definitely some sort of intention with this connection. It's likely you guys are intellectual equals, and probably on a similar path when it comes to personal growth and personal development. This person might be fairly successful or may have a way to increase your finances to make you more abundant. And either this person may I'd say this person is quite analytical, and someone who, if they're a woman, I would say that they kind of can hustle with the best of the dudes, if not better. And if they're more of a dude, I would say that they're probably a bit of a feminist, and kind of prefers an equal rather than someone subservient to them. Yeah, it seems like they really want to grow with someone, in either case, and have a real equal partnership with someone. We have a fair bit of Sagittarius, Aries, Gemini, and Virgo energy. And I would say this person's like maybe into health, wellness, maybe the gym, just something where they're really working on their body as well as their spiritual development, I would say. And so, yeah, it seems like they're in a bit of a place where they're kind of worrying about themselves, but also looking for an equal right now. We have some more specifics about what this person is thinking and feeling, please. We have some more specifics about what this person's thinking and feeling, please. Okay, so this person's thinking about settling down, and probably wondering a lot about A, whether they're ready, and B, like kind of all the practical things that they want to get into place to settle down. We have the Four of Wands, which is traditionally a marriage card, and then we also have the Ace of Pentacles, and this is like the Pentacle suit talks a lot about things really coming into fruition in life, like the lifestyle you want to live, the career you want to have, like how you're going to get money, the family you're going to have and provide for. And it's like really about a lot of the fundamental material things. So it seems like that's definitely what they're thinking about a lot. But these cards have been clarified by a reverse Fool. So this might be someone who thinks they're more ready than what they actually are. I don't think they've actually gotten on that kind of like ready to settle down wavelength. They're just kind of like more in the thinking about it stage. So you might get mixed signals from this person who might act like they're a bit more ready, and then maybe backpedal a little bit. It seems like they're just like still doing work with that sort of stuff. And it seems like they might be just like a bit complicated for a little while. I think they're still trying to find their own personal balance within themselves, and like figuring some stuff out for themselves about how they want to show up in life. I think right now they might be a little bit in their ego about what they're looking for in terms of settling down, or maybe just like maybe in a bit of assumption about what that's going to look like. I don't know if they're really listening to their higher self in this moment. The Temperance card is associated with the Holy Guardian Angel, so like the guardian angel who looks out for you and like puts all the obstacles in your way that are going to get you where you need to go once you overcome them. Like they're very much like divine obstacles. And yeah, it doesn't seem like this person's necessarily responding to a divine obstacle. They're in a bit of a like weird place where it seems like maybe that intellectually they want this, but it's like not being set up for them just yet, because it's like essentially not the time. I think they still need to get fairly clear on what it is that they want on a soul level, and listening to their soul self instead of expectations maybe either put on them or what they're putting on themselves. So there's still a fair bit for them to learn and uncover. Yeah, and I just don't think maybe they're prepared for what it is they want yet. I think they're definitely going to have to go through some personal growth. This is a Page of Wands energy, and this is about someone who's still kind of like in the letting your hair down phase, having fun energy. So yeah, it seems like they're actually not as ready to get serious as what they think they are. So just like be really mindful that this person might send mixed signals and like not be super clear. Like part of their path right now is getting clear and kind of having fun doing it. So yeah, kind of I think you're being warned not to expect more from them than that right now. Like as much as they seem like they want to settle down, they're definitely not ready. They're not really on in a high perspective ready for that yet. So they think they want it, but deep down they don't actually want it. They still want to have their kind of cake and eat it too. So yeah, just be mindful. We've got some kind of challenging cards. Yeah, it may be that this connection, if you feel like this connection is supposed to happen in the future, it might be time to be in a period of separation while this person kind of figures their stuff out. I think you would be enabling each other if you were to be together right now, and you may get stuck in toxic cycles with them, just because essentially they're not ready yet for a long-term commitment. Even though they say they want it, they're not ready. They need to like go do them and just worry about them. The Chariot card, this is an energy of someone like choosing solitude, choosing to like worry about themselves for a bit and kind of get their own shit sorted. So yeah, they're definitely not in a place of being prepared for anything else. They really just like need the space to just do them, and kind of like live their life. So if you're in some sort of messy state with this person right now, it might be time to cut this connection off. or if you're already in separation with this person, it might be time for you to just like you to build what you want to build for your future and maybe not worry about them for a little bit. It seems like this connection, there's probably going to be some need for resilience and maybe staying away from each other, even though you both might not necessarily want to, because yeah, you're both, well, this person at the very least is not ready for what they say they want, so the two of you are probably going to have to just kind of be strong and stay away from each other, and it's probably going to require a lot of resilience from both of you. But yeah, if this person's in your life, just the cards are saying like if you know you need to cut them off, be brave and do it, and then actually stay away from each other. And I think this is also be bold and make the first move in terms of like you go do your life, you go figure out your life, and like be brave enough to actually want that self time, like just like you worry about you time. Like it seems like deep down they definitely need that, but yeah, it might need to come from you first potentially. So if you're in a messy situation, like maybe worry about that right now, like you doing you. But believe in the impossible. I think this connection is going to go in an unexpected direction. And yeah, you're probably not going to be able to see all the twists and turns and how everything's like panning out. But yeah, it seems like it's all happening for the best. Can you get a affirmation, please? So we have, every day I grow stronger in my mind, body, and spirit. I am strong and I am capable. Yeah, so this might be a bit of a challenging moment, but it's probably like that on purpose. There's probably some higher intention to the way everything's going right now. And so, yeah, you just got to be strong and deal with life as it's dealing its cards right now. They might be a little bit tough, but it's probably all for the best by the looks of it. Because, yeah, we don't want you to get strung along or anything. And we want you to have the space to do what it is that you really want and need right now. But I think I'm going to leave that there. I hope you got everything out of this reading that you really wanted and needed. It's been a pleasure reading for you. My bookings are currently open. You can book via the description box below. But until I see you again, ciao.